The Brainiac Corporation. Every day, a crack team of Britain's finest minds get to grips with the fundamentals of scientific knowledge and understanding.
Welcome.
So step inside, but prepare yourself for a bumpy ride as we embark on the worst excesses that are Brainiac Science Abuse.
Welcome to Brainiac, the show that gently nibbles at the toes of science and then bites its leg off. The big science tonight. Can rockets get you out of a traffic jam? We get face to face with science. And can Danielle Lloyd escape caravan carnage? But first, fire and water. Polar opposites. One cancels out the other. So, when the next deluge arrives and your car's floating through your front room, the question is, can you barbecue underwater? To aid me in my aqua culinary pursuits, I need a man who can scramble the eggs of invention. There he is, there.
Hello, Vic.
Hello, John. An underwater barbecue has got to be a fool's errand.
In order to have a fire, first, you need a fuel source. Second, you need an ignition source. Third, you need oxygen. That's the fire triangle, Vic. The reason that things can't burn underwater is because water removes oxygen.
Well, everyone knows that, don't they?
What we need to do is find a substance which creates its own oxygen as it burns.
Ah, gunpowder. Leave that with me. Left over from bonfire night, fireworks night, Guy Fawkes night, whatever you want to call it, it's still on November the 5th, but I've got 3 Catherine wheels. Now, around them, a sextet of marshmallows ready for roasting. And according to your theory, this should work.
They will stay alight underwater.
Get ready for this. There we go, and second one's lit, third one's lit, is it? Dunk the contraption. Amazing! The fireworks are still working. The potassium nitrate in the gunpowder of the Catherine wheels is releasing oxygen, enabling the gunpowder to burn underwater. But can it toast marshmallows? Hoist them above the water! Well, there's evidence of some charring, and where I'm from, that counts as a barbecue. So, there we are, John, the 6 marshmallows. They really do look like they've been done a treat. There you are. That's toasted to perfection, John.
I'm inclined to disagree, I'm afraid, Vic. We only really got slight charring. We need more fuel in close proximity to our food.
I think I've got the answer. What I'm proposing we do is take a marine flare to cook a burger. Light the flare! Oh, my good Lord. Into the tank. Cook the burger. The flare contains magnesium, strontium nitrate and potassium perchlorate. This self-oxidizing mixture produces oxygen so that the magnesium can burn brightly even underwater.
Do you think there's any danger we're going to kill the Brainiac this time?
There's always a possibility, John.
Have we got any spares?
We've got spare flares.
Oh, good.
But will the burger be cooked? Well, there's the burger, John. Quite a rare burger. I think in order to get that cooked all the way through, we'd need about 100 flares, which would make it quite an expensive burger.
Indeed, Vic.
Let's try a bit, shall we? Here, you try it. What happened with that aqua burger, John?
The water will have dissipated a lot of that heat, which is why we didn't get the cooking effect. We need more power and more even heat distribution.
Right, come on. Off you go, round there. Because we're going to attempt to cook a peppered steak using an oxyacetylene welder. Let's light up.
OK.
Here we go. Now cook that steak. There's no chemical wizardry here, just acetylene fuel and oxygen being pumped through a tube towards the flame. With the fire triangle forced underwater, the torch burns brightly. But after the stake's been welded, will it be well done?
Well, once again, John, quite a pitiful result. It's singed there at the northern end. Down south, completely raw. Right, well, let's give it a try there. Come on, don't be shy, it's only listeria. There we are. Come on, chew. Lovely.
With total failure beckoning, I've devised a final barbecue using coiled fuse wire as well as my remaining flares and Catherine wheels.
It's going to be a magical meat fantasy where the sausage is the star. Let's light up, John.
I think you've lost a sausage or two already.
But never mind, there's still plenty. Look at that. It's all going off now, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it?
Fantastic!
Have we actually set the border light?
Yeah, something's on fire, but don't worry about that. Let's see if the cooking was as spectacular as the show.
Looks delicious. The unprecedented success of our underwater fire, complete with dangling raw meats, has completed our submarine cuisine.
Right, well, shall we tuck in?
Yes,
I'm actually not that hungry, John. But you must be. Come on, have a sausage. A reasonable success, John?
Yes, Vic. I think we've proved that it is technically possible to barbecue underwater.
But it'd take a long time.
True, yes. Cheers, Vic.
Cheers.
In the Brainiac slow-motion facility, a small team are devoted to the remarkable line of research we call things, but very slowly. So what's today's thing, but very slowly? A water balloon hitting a face. Normally this isn't particularly interesting to watch, but it is painful. Now let's see that again, very slowly. Seen at 4,000 frames per second, the balloon strikes the face and envelops it, before bouncing back and wobbling away. The weight of water causes the rubber balloon to stretch like a spring and completely wrap the face like the alien from the film Alien, before pinging back as the stored energy is released. All this in 1/10 of a second. A water balloon hitting a face. One more thing, but very slowly. At the end of a grueling day abusing science, our Brainiac indulges in a warm bowl of his most favoritist thing in the whole world, custard. And each night as he drifts off, his tiny subconscious mind transports him to a magical world. A world of custard dreams. At the heart of his fantasy is a pool filled to the brim with custard. Brainiac knows he's got to slap the custard hard to awaken its non-Newtonian properties and stay atop the surface. Because if he slides, slips, or stops, he will sink. But what will Brainiac dream about tonight? Bouncy boots. So this is it. One Brainiac against one pool of yellow stuff. Will he be able to cross the custard on springy boots?
Feel the non-Newtonian force, young Brainiac.
Oh, a bit of a stumble there, but he made it. The springs on the Brainiac's boots were rigid enough to give the custard a good slap and allow him safe passage. But it was just a dream. Or was it?
Greetings, gas lovers, and welcome to my weekly webcast, the science phenomenon that is GasBangBullet.com, brought to you by me, Barry Bernard, and my erstwhile companion there behind the camera, Clive. What's going to be meeting the gas this week?
Today, we'll be blowing up Clive's sideboard. Look at it. We'll be doing it a favour.
Let's gas it up. Come on, Clive. Clive, get out my way. Get out of the way, you fat laddie. Well, I'm about to give you a demonstration now with my top-secret gases. So secret, in fact, that I can't let you know what they are due to reasons of national security. The fuse is about to be lit. You are now about to witness the power and the glory. That is, the kingdom of gas. Amen. Right, leg it, Clive, leg it. Leg it, man, leg it, man, leg it, man. Come on, Clive, you big grease bucket. Right, in position. Good. Oh! That was just terrific, wasn't it, Clive? Did you enjoy that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
As someone once said, the future's bright. The future's gas.
At home, gas can be dangerous, so leave it to the experts. GasBangBollop.com.
Professor Mayang Lee, bringing beauty as well as brains to the world of Brainiac. The prof has been continuing her fine work in the field of fluid dynamics, finding out which objects disappear down the toilet when she flushes. So, what's inside Mayang Lee's clam this week? A chocolate bar, more commonly found in a lardy schoolboy's lunchbox. How will it fare at the bottom of Mayang's toilet with 20 litres of water cascading down upon it? Will it flush or float? Find out after the break. Also to come, are Christmas lights lightning-proof? Are mobile phones really distracting? Ow! And how hard is an artificial hip?
This is Brainiac, the show that zooms past speed cameras in science's car.
Still to come, squirty bottles battle it out. A disgusting duel in Brainiac versus Cockroach. And sparks fly in chemistry deathmatch. But first... Before the break, Professor Mayang Lee sent a chocolate bar into the swirling waters of her beach-based bog. But will it flush or float? It's a flusher! The light nougat and caramel filling couldn't give the chocky bar enough inertia to withstand the force of the flush. Thanks, Prof. Nice clam.
Can rockets help us escape the evil clutches of our enemies and ensure a safe passage back to our HQ?
The alien enemy have taken you by surprise, surrounding you with a fearsome selection of family-sized hatchbacks in a deadly traffic jam. You must escape, and the only way is up.
Down here are our rockets, delivering an incredible 2,000 tons per second of thrust, and that's the equivalent of a ground-to-air missile. Should be enough to blast our car over the other traffic and into the safety zone and beyond. The world's first rocket-propelled anti-traffic jam avoidance system. NASA never tried this. OK, Brainiacs, clear the launch site. Take off in several seconds. OK, just enough time for the final checks. Tensja, Neunig, Echto, Fumfingen, Sikten, Fivo, Fortig, Trio, Signung, Oink, Blast off!
Here in my car, I feel safe as
The rockets launched the car clean off the ground, landing in a shower of broken metal and twisted glass.
Wow! What about that? Absolutely tremendous. It flipped over about 180 degrees and landed exactly where it was before. Not a scratch on it and still only 80,000 miles on the clock. Can I have the results, please? So, when a frustrated driver eventually blasts off on Uranus, you can't say that the Brainiac rocket scientists didn't have a little bit to do with that. Take that to NASA. Since the invention of the squeezy bottle, literally millions of products are now available in these handy containers. But some are handiddlier than others. For instance, if you sit far away from the table when you eat. Or if you've got very short arms. You're going to need a bottle with plenty of squirt. So, what's the squirtiest squeezy bottle?
Down at the lab, we've amassed an arsenal of squeezy bottles. Fully loaded and approved by our resident weapons inspector, they're primed and ready for action. These Brainiacs are going to help us measure the distance each squeezy bottle can shoot its liquid load by lying down end to end and forming a kind of subhuman tape measure. First up, mayonnaise. We'll be following international squirting guidelines and using the two-handed grip and squirt method whilst varying the angle of trajectory to achieve the greatest distance possible.
And squeeze.
By squeezing hard, the volume inside the bottle is dramatically reduced, forcing the excess mayo out at speed and onto our Brainiac measuring tape. And it's reached Brainiac 5's knee, a total of 4 1/4 Brainiacs. Next up, relish, but it only squirts a feeble 1 1/2 Brainiacs. Washing up liquid, however, could be another story. First used in 1958, this is a bottle with a long history of squirting. It looks like it's beaten the relish, but it still only manages 2 1/4 Brainiacs. Now it's salad cream's turn. It's reached Brainiac 2, taking us slightly by surprise, but it's still behind the current leader, mayonnaise. Next, a bottle quite familiar to Brainiacs, cheap tomato sauce from the late-night chippy. He's certainly used to handling this one. And it's a colossal squirt! The cheap, soft plastic ensures that when squeezed, a greater proportion of the bottle's internal volume is displaced and it goes all the way to Brainiac 5's face. Finally, mustard. It's a good squeeze and pretty accurate, but with a range of only 3 Brainiacs, it doesn't cut the mustard.
And the squeeziest squeezy bottle is tomato ketchup from down the chippy.
So there you have it, the cheap ketchup bottle. Another one in the eye for science.
I love hard things.
Viewers have been bringing in their hard things to face Tyler's 3 hardness tests. 1 ton of bricks, 1 angle grinder, and 1 pot of thermite, in a bid to top Tyler's hard ranker leaderboard.
Today's very hard thing has been brought in by Keith from Dartford. Hello, Keith.
Hello, Tyler.
How hard is your thing?
Very hard.
Let's have a look at it. It looks pretty hard. What is it?
It's my artificial hip.
Is it a titanium femoral component of an artificial hip?
Twice as strong as steel.
And does it have the highest strength to weight ratio of any metal? Well, it looks hard, but how hard is it really?
The artificial hip is designed to last a lifetime of visits to the bingo, but will it survive a ton of bricks from 60 feet?
3, 2, 1, release!
The artificial hip has been swamped by a sea of bricks. Amazingly, it emerges from the rubble as good as new, giving it a hardness rating of 10 out of 10.
So, the bricks had no effect on the so-called indestructible titanium hip replacement. But let's see how it gets on with my grinder.
Seems I may have found the artificial hip's Achilles heel.
Get in there, you bad boy.
It manages a disappointing abrasion rating of 3 out of 10.
Not so tough now. It hasn't got a leg to stand on. And next, it's the thermite. The artificial hip is sitting beneath my pot of thermite. In just a few moments, this is going to be one smoking joint. Hip, hip, hooray!
Will it melt under a 2,500-degree torrent of hot metal? The artificial hip feels the full force of the thermite, but it's having no effect. The hip's actually increased in size, giving it a heat resistance rating of 8 out of 10. The artificial hip scored an incredible total of 21 points, putting it right at the top of our leaderboard.
How hard do I rank it? Very, very hard. How hard is your thing?
Next time, how hard is a concrete ornament?
Come in. Stand over there for me, please. Right, Mr. Tickle, what can we do for you today?
Nurse, I'm bored. Can you show me something interesting that I can do with my body, please?
Certainly, try this. Put this one in one hand and this one in the other. Now tell me, which one feels the heaviest?
Well, that one.
They're actually the same weight.
Oh.
We expect small objects to be lighter than big ones, so we grasp them with less force. Doing this makes them feel heavier. But in reality, it's just an illusion.
Well, that's amazing. Thanks, nurse. That's quite a handful.
Not at all. Goodbye, Mr. Tickle.
Goodbye.
The cockroach, a species of insect, keeps its brains in its body rather than in its head. The Brainiac, subspecies of human, brains also not in its head. Today we find out who's the most repulsive, Brainiac or Beast. The cockroach. 6 legs, 18 knees, and can survive decapitation for up to a month. The Brainiac, 2 legs, 2 knees, unlikely to react well to decapitation, but as yet, untested. The cockroach, spreads disease, leaves chemical trails in its feces, and regarded as a vile, resilient pest. It's gonna be close. We've told 5 members of the public that they can have a £1 coin for free. £1 coin will be in a jar with the cockroach, the other nestled between the Brainiac's buttocks. The members of the public will choose the one that disgusts them the least. So which will be seen as more repulsive, Brainiac or cockroach? Let's play. In an attempt to be more repellent than his opponent, the Brainiac has worked up a good sweat. But which will our first money-grabbing volunteer go for? The insect tank or the body bank? Incredibly, she's braved the depths of the Brainiac's soul. The cockroach is seen as more repulsive and wins round 1. And now it's the insect's turn to lose his cash. The Brainiac's seen as too disgusting to touch with bare hands. Disgust is often felt in response to the perceived danger of catching diseases. This man thinks the cockroach is more disease-ridden than our Brainiac, but of course he's wrong. The cockroach lives in a clean environment in captivity, whilst the Brainiac is riddled with infectious diseases. It looks like the Brainiac is sensing defeat and is playing what is quite literally his trump card. His noxious fumes have sent this volunteer into the cockroach's lair. Rather than go for the bum, she's gone for the cockroach. And it's all over. 2 points for the roach, 3 for the Brainiac.
Yes!
It seems that the Brainiac is more disgusting than a creature that's lived in feces for over 2 million years. The winner of this week's Brainiac vs. Beast is Brainiac.
Woohoo!
The kudu horn. Usually found on the head of a kudu, where it's much less likely to make this terrible noise. But can we make it more fun with helium? The gas no party should be without. Amazing! Helium's tone-lifting properties have transformed the kudu horn into a modern entertainment device.
That's amazing.
I think you'll find it's pronounced helium.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Chemistry Deathmatch! Featuring Professor John Chemical Kilcoyne and science's biggest loser, Bunhead!
Last time, Bunhead's marshmallow toasting pulled it back to 4-3. But now, who can produce the best sparks?
Gentlemen, I want a good, clean fight. Return to your corners and prepare your chemicals.
Kilcoyne with glucose, chlorate, and his secret weapon, iron filings, or FE, and there it is. Bunhead filling a bottle with lycopodium powder, zinc, and magnesium. And there it is for you chemistry fans.
Professor, please produce your sparks.
Kilcoyne to go first. A little drop of acid and... oh, how wonderful! The chlorate oxidizes the glucose and the resulting heat sends out burning iron filings in a shower of sparks. Cracking.
Bunhead, please produce your spark.
So it's Bunhead with all to play for and... good heavens! A jet of sparking hellfire leaves the bottle. The incendiary mix of powders ignites, sending fire and burning magnesium sparks this way and that. Marvellous technique. And it's a victory for Bunhead, levelling the scores at 4-all. And he's really enjoying this victory. Next time, our titans of titration do battle with colours.
Dear John, I'm mobile phone mad, and I'm gutted that the government has banned mobile phone use whilst driving because it's so dangerous. But what I want to know is, just how much more dangerous is it? Oops, got to go, my phone's ringing. That's from Cheryl Bannage in Fife. The main danger associated with using your mobile phone whilst driving is that it reduces the number of hands you have available to control your car by about half.
So I'm going to ride the Dodgems and see if I get hit by these Brainiacs more times when I'm on the phone than when I'm not. First, driving without my phone. With both hands on the wheel and my full concentration, I'm able to anticipate collisions and occasionally steer away from trouble. I've been hit 6 times, so let's see how I get on while using my mobile phone.
Hi, yes, could you give me directions to your office, please? Yeah, I'm coming from London. Oh yeah, A12.
This time, it's much harder to control my vehicle and concentrate on oncoming Brainiacs, so I'm crashing a lot more. I've been hit 12 times already. So it's clear that using a phone massively increases the chance of crashing. But I did only have one hand on the steering wheel. So how much of my disastrous driving was down to distraction? I'm going to find out with the help of a fully legal hands-free kit.
OK, bye.
But I've had enough of the Dodgems. And besides, I want to get my own back on the Brainiacs. So I've challenged the one who hit me the most to a duel. For the purposes of our experiment, this test is exactly the same as the dodgems. I'm using my hands for control and my concentration for the anticipation of danger. In just 12 seconds, victory is mine.
In your face, Brainiac.
But will I beat him just as quickly when I'm on the hands-free?
Ah, hello, yes. I've got a meeting in your laboratory next week. Could you give me directions, please? Ooh. Yeah, coming from London.
Now this is definitely tougher. Balancing is more difficult, and it's harder to anticipate the incoming blows, or the opportunities for me to strike. I haven't beaten him as quickly this time. In fact, I haven't beaten him at all.
Damn it! That was rubbish! Oh, sorry, no, not you. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Yeah, bye-bye. Oh.
So, Sherilyn Fife.
Mobile phone use whilst driving decreases your ability to control the car and increases your reaction time. It also puts you at very great risk of being hit round the head with a large padded stick.
To perform a vital public service in the face of global weather chaos, the Brainiacs have dusted off a deadly piece of equipment.
They don't let me out. They don't call my name.
Capable of unleashing devastating lightning strikes, its sole purpose is to provide you with the answer to the burning question: which household appliances are lightning-proof? Today's household object is a set of Christmas tree lights. But can they survive against a 500,000-volt lightning strike? Are they lightning-proof or not? Bolts rain down, but instead of being destroyed, the lights appear to switch on and off in time with the strikes. Seen in slow motion, the lights wink out, their fuse destroyed by the powerful electric field before the first strike can even hit. But who needs mains electricity when there are lightning bolts to feed off? And despite the small inconvenience of a blazing Christmas tree, the lights keep going. Yes! Christmas tree lights! Lightning-proof. Hey, you!
Stop! The following experiment is dangerous. Do not try this at home. For pity's sake.
What happens if you put bars of soap in a big microwave? Just pop it on full power and get out of there as fast as your legs will carry you. But what will happen next? Will the soap A, form a cumulus extrusion, B, explode, or C, the Great Wall of China? Find out after the break. Also to come, Caravan Chaos. What's the best beard? And the humble hamburger meets liquid oxygen.
This is Brainiac, a yellow stain on the sports sock of science.
Still to come, a shocking performance. Liquid oxygen fast food fracas. And Daniel Lloyd's caravan hell. But first, before the break, we asked you what would happen to soap in a big microwave. The correct answer is A. It forms a cumulus extrusion. Water trapped in the matrix of the soap is heated and vaporizes, forming bubbles. The resultant gases stretch the heat-softened surface, forming a cumulus extrusion. When the microwave stops, the skin hardens again, giving you a soap that cleans and scours. We do these experiments so you don't have to. Do not try this at home.
Beards. Yet another evolutionary advantage man has over woman in the eternal battle of the sexes. But each beard is different, and each man claims his beard is the best. So today we find out What's the best beard? We've selected 4 of what we consider to be the best beards, grown by men who've sacrificed their friends, family and social life in favour of unsightly facial hair. First, it's the Father Christmas beard. Soft, white and luxurious, and tasting of mince pies. Next, it's the jazz beard. Dark and finely honed. It says, I'm sharp and I've kissed your wife. Next, it's the biker beard. It's long, it's straggly, it's unkempt. And finally, the wizard's beard. Watch out for this one. He could use sorcery to help him win. There are 3 rounds, and losers will be eliminated from each until there is one clear winner, the King of Beards.
Round 1, warmth. In winter, the chin is particularly susceptible to cold winds, and the beard can prove to be a valuable ally. But which will keep the chin warmest? We're going to blast each beard with cold air and then use a thermometer to take the temperature deep inside the beard's furry inner core.
Blast away.
You may have noticed that most of our beard wearers are men. That's because women, unfortunately, lack the androgenic hormones that enable men to grow facial hair.
OK, that's enough, thank you. OK, now, let's see what the temperature is on the interior of the beard. Well, the interior is an incredible 18.5 degrees. That'll keep him warm on those brisk wintry nights. Thank you, that'll do. OK, there's not a lot of hair here to stick my prong into, but I'll give it a go. I'm selecting a piece of hair there, and it looks like 11 degrees. OK, let's check this one. It's very thick, I hope I don't lose my probe in there. We're getting a reading of 21.7 degrees. That's a very warm beard. OK, let's take a reading. 20.2 degrees, and that means that the jazz beard with a pitiful 11 degrees is out of the competition. Round 2, beard capacity. If you've ever been to a party, then you'll know how important it is to have somewhere to store your cocktail decorations. And what better place than a beard? We're going to see how much party tat each beard can hold. The one holding the least is out. Let's party.
Father Christmas's beard is shorter than the others and seems to lack density, whereas the axle grease and motor oil in the biker's beard is providing extra purchase for the cocktail accessories. The wizard's beard, while straggly and weak, is making up for its flaws with extra length. It's gonna be close.
Well, here's Father Christmas here. Let's see how many pieces of party tat he's got. There's 15 pieces of party tat in there. Not bad. Now look at this, there's got to be, well, let's count them. 52 pieces of party crap in there. Let's move on to the wizard now. 42 pieces, which means that Father Christmas, it's on your sled for you. Ta-ta. The third and final test is absorbency. These 2 Brainiacs are about to tuck into their roast dinners. They've got meat and vegetables, but no gravy.
And that's where our 2 remaining beards come in.
They must dip their beards into the gravy, absorb as much as possible, transport it over to the Brainiacs and drip it onto their roast dinners. The one that delivers the most gravy shall be crowned the King of Beards.
They've got 5 seconds to absorb the thick, savoury sauce into their facial forestry before providing the roast dinners with their perfect accompaniment. The biker's beard is unkempt and the interwoven hairs have acted like a sponge, soaking up lots of gravy. The wizard's beard is well groomed, making it easier to drain the gravy onto the plate. But which Brainiac will be enjoying the most gravy with his dinner?
OK, stop there, thank you. Step away from the plates and let's take a look. Well, the biker beard has covered the meat, potato and veg, and there's a few stray hairs in there for good measure. The wizard's beard has also covered all the items on the plate, but I now pronounce that the King of Beards is the biker beard.
We've tricked a variety of acts into auditioning for a new talent show to find out if they can still perform while receiving electric shocks. After applying high-voltage pads to today's auditionee, it's time to say hello.
Hello, what's your name?
Nikki.
And what are you going to do for us, Nikki?
I'm going to do some pole acrobatics.
Great.
Acrobatics indeed. This is much too saucy for a Brainiac's eyes. So we better see if some electric shocks can sort things out. Thanks to the high voltage currents, her arms and legs are no longer capable of coordinating in such filthy ways. And the Brainiac's excitement levels are back down to normal again. Pole dancing, another act you can't perform while being shocked with electricity.
Thank you, Nikki. That was very bendy.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Next time, this man struggles to keep it up.
It is what my body does.
Hello, my name's Aviv Martin, and the thing that my body does is...
Most palm readers organise hand shapes into 4 major types: earth, air, wind and fire. As far as we know, they don't have a category for freaky. If you've got a body that does something unusual, then write to us at info@brainiac.co.uk. It might come in handy.
Hello! It's liquid oxygen time. Liquid oxygen. Very special. Today, God blimey governor, it's the hamburger. Ursula, my little duckling, please will you bring the hamburgers? Thank you, my lovely Ursula. Oh, what I am looking at is hamburger, Russian secret weapon introduced to America in 1948 to make Americans fat. Now is being enjoyed by Russians. I must destroy this with fire. Hot fire, my beauty. First, I burn burger using ordinary oxygen in air. Only lightly toasted. But what happens when I put burgers into liquid oxygen? Ursula, apply ignition device and finish Burger Mountain. See now, ignition. Liquid oxygen make hamburger burn so ferocious that kaplooey, it explode like Elvis Presley waistline in 1975. Liquid oxygen, it's a miracle!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Stars in Their Caravans with your hosts Dolly Boy and Dolly Girl. We've trapped a selection of desperate celebrities inside shabby caravans. Only a handful remain, hoping to earn their freedom when their name is selected and their caravan destroyed. It's week 8, and after 2 months without a change of clothes, Keely Hazel is knitting some new ones. And Abby Titmus has found some clean pants in her pocket. Ah, so that's where they got to. But it's time to select a celeb. And who will the Ofcom regulated Arrow of Destiny choose today? Well, fancy that! Tough luck, Titmus. Knock, knock, Danielle Lloyd. We're letting you go just as soon as you've played Long Fuse, Short Fuse. Danielle, inside your caravan is one of your treasured possessions. Would you like to tell us what it is?
My dog Trouble.
Well, your lovely little dog, is sniffing around underneath Super Brainiac's acetone peroxide. We're about to ask you a science question, love. Get it right, and we'll light the long fuse, giving you a chance to save your darling doggy. Get it wrong, and it's the short fuse, and it's farewell Fleabag. Here's your science question. In geology, the Earth is made up of the core, the crust, and the what?
Filling?
Oh, is incorrect. The correct answer is the mantle. Better get out of there, Danielle. Trouble's in trouble because the short fuse is already lit. No! Leave the hamster, love, and get a shift on. That thing's gonna blow. Acetone peroxide is a highly unstable powder used to bleach flour and destroy caravans. It explodes at the slightest touch, making it extremely dangerous. In fact, you could say it's trouble. Great news, Danielle. Super Brainiacs rescued your lead. And that'll save you buying a new one. Never mind. At least you're not still locked up like Titmus and Hazel. Thanks for playing Stars in Their Caravans. But what's this? Looks like the rodent made it after all. What a dog.
If you enjoyed that, how about seeing it live and at a special discounted price? Get all the details for the Brainiac Live Tour online at sky1.co.uk/Brainiac. Ross Kemp heads to Jamaica next to meet two of the world's biggest gangs with 10,000 members between them. It's Ross Kemp on Gangs.